All right, let's go out to St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis. How do you say it?
St. Louis.
St. Louis? Oh, it's not Louisville.
No, that's in Kentucky. Louisville.
All right, we're going to go out to St. Louis, Missouri and talk to Erica because it's spelled with a K. What's up, Erica?
I'm kind of conflicted. I guess I'll start with a question first. And my question is, do I have a right to feel jealous of my husband's relationship with his sister?
Ooh, that's a good question. Hey, I hear this one more than people would expect.
Okay, good.
It is, and I'll be honest, it's 50-50. Sometimes when I hear it out, I get really frustrated that the person's even asking this question because it's about jealousy. About my husband's mine, and I don't want him to have inside jokes and laughter with other people. Just me. There's that, and then the other half of them is husband's a little bit insane, and almost relies on sister like a mother figure, a maternal figure, and wife gets left out. So tell me what's going on in your world.
Well, I feel awkward and a little upset of even having to ask this question because I love my sister-in-law very much. We actually have a really tight relationship, and she's an angel. Like, she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's accomplished, she's friendly, she's just amazing.
Why don't you like her?
Well, I love her. That's why I'm conflicted with feeling jealous of the relationship between her and my husband. So I'll start. My husband is one of 10 kids. They were raised in a really strict home and a really strict religious upbringing. So my husband is the second oldest, and the oldest brother didn't necessarily take on his role very well. He was just not really into the whole family thing, so didn't treat the other brothers and sisters well. So my husband took on the role of the older brother hero, as in, like, he included all the kids in their games and invited them to do stuff with them. So they all look up to him a lot. Rightly so. He's an amazing person. But him and his sister, which is the next oldest, so it goes his older brother, him, and then his sister, have always had a very, very tight relationship. They've always been just the best of friends. They grew up, they established a business together and worked on that for several years. And then they also just call each other daily, like they have a very tight bond. The reason why I started to get a little jealous was because I feel like he gives her the attention and admiration that I wish he would sometimes display to me, but instead it all goes to her, and I just feel like I'm kind of left out of our relationship because it's more so everything goes towards that one versus ours.
Have you ever told him, I wish one day you'll look at me like I see you look at your sister?
I have, and he calls me crazy because he's like, she's my sister. That's weird that you would even think that or have those thoughts. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is. Like, I feel so weird even talking about this because she's the other woman, but she's not the other woman. It's not like that kind of relationship.
Yeah. But that instantly goes to a sexualization of a relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm trusting you. That's not the case here.
No.
So I don't think it's in his mind. Maybe he goes right to a sexual relationship and he's like, no. There's no feel. I don't have feelings for her. What's the matter with you?
Right.
But it's not about that for you. It sounds like it's about admiration and attention and connectivity and just being really proud. I would tell you in many ways, in a family of 10, he's going to have played some sort of paternal role in her life. And almost in a kind of a weird sideways way, like she's his oldest daughter.
Right.
And there's going to be that pride in that. I don't know. And you've got that trauma bond. You've got that strict religious upbringing, that 10 kids in the house, all the chaos that comes with that. There's just going to be some connectivities. How long have y'all been married?
We have been married now for 5 years.
Okay.
And that's kind of another thing. I'll give you a couple more side notes as to why I'm starting to kind of feel the jealous tendencies. We recently put up a physical calendar in our kitchen because we have 3 under 3. So life is kind of chaotic.
Wow.
Yes. And so we put up a physical calendar to keep track of just everyday life and get excited about events that we write down on there because we have days to look forward to, like, oh, this is family vacation, et cetera, et cetera. So for the month of June is really busy for us. We hung up a blank calendar, and I noticed he had wrote a few things on there. He wrote when we started our garden out back, and then he only wrote one other thing, which is his sister's birthday. Now, in the month of June is our wedding anniversary and our oldest child's birthday, amongst other family members' birthdays and events. But he only wrote those 2 things down. And I don't know why, but it bothered me so badly that that's what he remembered to put for the month of June instead of our wedding anniversary or our daughter's date.
Or could it have been, oh, it's okay. Could it have been, and again, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Could it have been that he thought y'all would think that one through? Like as y'all put dates on, or that you might put dates on, and he wanted to make sure, hey, there's 2, I don't want to forget. Like that were just his?
Yeah, he said that it was something he wanted us all to sit down together as a family and get excited about and write together. And I was like, okay, I can understand that. But then, like, on Facebook, which he doesn't have to glorify me in any way. I'm actually used to him not doing that because he's not typically that kind of person. But he put so many Facebook posts glorifying his sister about how he couldn't have asked for a better partner to have a business with, that he's so proud of her accomplishments. She's intelligent, she's beautiful, she's trustworthy, and I haven't got one single thing for the last several years. And then on Mother's Day, I'm kind of in charge in our house of taking care of holidays. So, like, for other people, like his mom, my mom, other moms in the family, I'll get things for them, recognize them, plan things out for that holiday. And then, I'll leave it in his hands to do that for me and our family. So for Mother's Day, we went to his mom's house and ate dinner with my mom and different things of that nature. Well, he never wished me really a happy Mother's Day and we didn't do anything for me for Mother's Day. Again, we probably got really caught up in everyone else. But at the end of the day, we were in the car coming home, and he was texting different moms that he knew, happy Mother's Day, I appreciate you, I love you, thank you for the example you've set in our lives, in our company, etc. And then he found a way to incorporate his sister into it. But she's not a mom. So in my mind, I'm like, how did you find a way to incorporate your sister that's not even a mom, but you haven't wished me a happy Mother's Day or said anything heartfelt towards me? So that just really hurt my feelings, and I guess dug it a little bit deeper.
Okay. So that was not cool at all. Not cool at all. He blew that one. And if he was on the phone with me, I would tell him, dude, you blew that one. You absolutely blew that one. Mother's Day, I think, is one of those hard days that is not really wise to share that with a bunch of other people, or maybe after y'all do something special. But
right.
Yeah. So here's kind of the path forward. Y'all been married 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 kids under 3, which means your marriage is 0% zero, like it was when y'all first started.
Yes.
And my guess is your husband does not know what he's doing. But he does know how to run a business, and he does know how to cheer his sister on.
Yes.
He doesn't know how to please a woman who is outside of that weird little construct that he grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to raise 3 little baby kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time he had 3 littles and he was old enough, one of the other 45 kids in his family was taking care of him, right?
Right.
And it's very common in relationships, especially with men, is when they don't feel good at one thing, they just lean into the other stuff and they just go full tilt.
Yeah.
Here's where it's not an excuse, okay? It's just a context. So here's where this gets hard.
Okay.
You're going to have to sit down and be very, very honest all at the same time. Okay? But it's going to have to be twofold. One, it's going to have to be, here are some things that all happened in a row that I experienced, not that you did, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I really missed the fact that not one person told me Happy Mother's Day on Mother's Day. Nobody bought me a flower. Nobody said, thank you so, so much.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart. I even called this podcaster guy, and he said that was pretty lame. Okay?
Yeah.
And maybe you get one or two of his posts, his Facebook posts, and highlight it and say, you said she's beautiful and she's great and she is all of those things, but you've never told me that.
Right.
Okay, so that's step 1. Here's step 2. This is the compassionate approach. There's going to be people who hate what I'm about to tell you, okay? I think it's fair for you to be very explicit about what you would like and about what you need. I would like you to call me every day. I would like you to tell me you're beautiful and sometimes just hold my hand for no reason.
Right.
I would love for you to ask me in the morning, how can I love you better today? If you put things about your sister online, that's so amazing. I'm so jealous of how great y'all's relationship is. That is so cool. And it would really make me feel good if you said nice things about me in public too someday. Okay? And you're basically serving as his teacher. Now, here's where this is really heart-wrenching. He might say no.
Okay.
And he might not do it. He might call you crazy. And if he says, oh my gosh, you're crazy, I would want you to put your hand up and stop him and say, please don't dismiss how I feel right now. That hurts my feelings too.
Okay.
Okay? And what you're doing is you're just teaching a young kid who suddenly woke up and was married and then sneezed and has 3 kids running around the place. And a small business with a sister. It teaches him, here's what I need to feel safe. Here's what I need to feel loved. And then you can turn it around on him. What do you need? How can I better love you? Okay? This is going to be a risk because it may not come true. And what I'm telling you is you're going to wish it happened sooner rather than later. You're going to wish you had this conversation now. Because if you find out if he's like, nah, I'd rather hang out with my sister than my wife and 3 kids. That's something you want to know now. So you don't waste 2 decades with somebody who's an absolute loser. But I don't think that's the case. I had a strange... I used to always buy flowers for girlfriends. Always. I was like, it was my thing. I liked buying flowers. I liked people feeling good. I had an older sister and saw people treat her really well. Saw people treat her in ways that made me uncomfortable. I always wanted somebody to leave my presence feeling good about themselves. And one day I was talking to my wife when we were dating about flowers, and she made some offhanded comment like, ugh, flowers, whatever. But it turns out 10 years later, when I never bought flowers, that I had misinterpreted what she said at all. And then one day she's like, how come you never ever bought me flowers? And I was like, oh, I thought you didn't want them. And she's like, no, I would love to get flowers. And it was this, and again, this is something very small, but she taught me very explicitly, here's what I need. Here's what I would like. And man, I love doing things that make my wife happy and bring her joy. So there is a moment for explicit. And as a culture, we expect our husbands and our wives and our girlfriends and our boyfriends to read our minds and just know things. And man, that's cool in the movies. It's just not how it works in real life. It's just not how it works. So take a risk. Be explicit about how you feel, and then be explicit about here's what I want and here's what I need. And give him an opportunity to step up. I think it's okay to be jealous oh my gosh, I'm so jealous that they have such a tight relationship. But I also think, and this is for everybody out there, if you see your husband being really amazing to his sister, or you see your wife being really amazing to her brother, be really grateful that you married somebody of character. And don't be afraid to speak up and let them know how they can love you too.